Welcome back for the first El Clasico of 2023 as Real Madrid face their arch rivals Barcelona in the final of the Spanish Super Cup. Xavi looking for his first piece of silverware as manager and Real hoping to win it for a 13th time. Michael, who do you make favourites?
Oh, possibly just Real Madrid. I'm trying not to be biased, but possibly just Real Madrid. I think they've got the experience, haven't they? Well, I mean, two teams, two winning machines, really, as clubs over the years. But I'd just favour Real Madrid, I think.
Do you think there's more pressure on Barcelona, Owen, because they've got a bit more to prove at the moment?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, obviously, with Real, the experience of winning the Champions League and so consistently, Ancelotti wins everywhere he goes. And I think for Barca and Xavi, you know, they'll want to get a trophy on the board. So I think, obviously, pressure on both teams. I think we're going to get a classic, you know, goals from all over the place. And Real, we've seen them suffer and hang in there. So Ancelotti is just the coolest manager in the world. I love him.
And there's going to be so many good battles all over the pitch tonight, isn't there? Well, where do you think that key battle is going to be?
Well, we've already highlighted the sharp end of both teams, haven't we, with Lewandowski and Benzema, and you'd have to think, as you put it so eloquently before, Lindsay, whoever's got their shooting boots on, they'll be key players tonight. You know, the goal scorers are always the most important players on the pitch, aren't they, Owen?
Well, I think obviously all eyes are on the centre forwards, and rightly so, because they're so good. Two goalkeepers are world class as well. But I think Busquets has a big job today. You know, they'll dominate the ball. Real Madrid are brilliant in transition. He'll need to be in there, because otherwise you've got two young guns in Pedri and Gavi. We know they'll be bombing forward. So big job for Busquets in there.
Your eyes will definitely be on that midfield, I'm sure. Well, the players are heading out at the King Fahd International Stadium for the final. So let's join our commentary team, Steve McManaman and Ian Dark. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Lindsay. Good evening, everybody. One of the great rivalries in world football started at an old horse race track in Madrid in 1902. Since then, there have been 250 clashes and goodness knows how many trophies won by these two famous clubs. They meet again here for the first time since 2017 in the Spanish Super Cup. Two clubs, in fact, who are dreaming of a European Super League sometime in the future, but now meeting in the Spanish Super Cup. Both needed penalty shootouts to get this far. Real Madrid against Valencia and Barcelona against Real Betis. Steve McManaman alongside me. Steve, it's never anything other than an edgy big game when these two meet.
Yes, it doesn't matter where they play or in what tournament they play in. It's still a hard-fought competition. Both have their various reasons why they need a victory tonight. Barcelona probably more so, but it is first against second in La Liga. It's a hugely important game for these two rivals.
They met earlier this season at the Bernabeu, and Real Madrid won by 3-1 to put a dent in Barcelona's hopes. But since then, Barcelona have taken the lead at the top of La Liga and are 3 points clear. There's the Real Madrid team. They mean business all right, making 3 changes from their semi-final team, most notably bringing back Luka Modric, changing both fullbacks. First choices, Dani Carvajal and Ferland Mendy coming into the side here. Nacho is out, and so too the injured Lucas Vazquez. Referee Ricardo de Berjos Bencochea, who is a dentist by profession. You can insert your own jokes there. Just a reminder that VAR is in operation. Barcelona's team, well, Sergio Busquets, who hit 700 games for Barcelona in midweek, reaches another landmark here, playing in his 45th Clasico, equaling the record held by Lionel Messi and Sergio Ramos. 2 other changes bring in Andreas Christensen in defence and 19-year-old left back Alex Balde, who played for Spain at the World Cup. Left out, Rafinha. There are 1 or 2 reports linking him to Arsenal this evening. Very good atmosphere. Why Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for this particular competition? Well, it's not the first time it's been held here, and the truth is money, a lot of money passed to the Spanish Federation to put it on in these parts. Obviously that is a contentious choice, but the game is on in this stadium, the King Fahd Stadium, which holds nearly 70,000, and it's a pretty good crowd, as you'd expect for a meeting like this, a Clásico played very far from Spain. ...701 games for Sergio Busquets, who just got a shot off there. And Karim Benzema, by the way, is in his 40th Clásico here. And Real Madrid, of course, in the all-white, get us underway at the start of the evening. Xavi, the Barcelona coach, looking for his very first trophy as Barcelona's man in charge. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti has won very, very many, both as player and coach, including 4 times Champions League winner. It's noisy, Macca.
Yeah, this is what a final should be all about, with all honesty. The 2 semi-finals were quite quiet. The stadium was only half full, wasn't a lot of noise, but instantly you can hear it crackling tonight with a bit of atmosphere, which should help the players. Of course, the 2 sides, as you can imagine, have gone quite strong this evening. No messing around. All the big boys are back in, and that's good because it means that Carlo Ancelotti and particularly Xavi want to win this trophy.
It's incredible how close it's been over the 123 years. 101 wins for Real Madrid, 97 for Barcelona, and in goals, 418 plays 409. So couldn't be much more even, Stephen. Looks like Araujo is going to be playing at right back with Koundé at centre back. We wondered whether those two might be the other way around before the game. We've got the answer now.
Yeah, I think they're worried about the pace of Vinicius Jr., aren't they? If he's up there with Koundé, and you see here straight away, probably a foul actually by Araujo. You see him pulling his shirt, but that's why he's moved across to right back.
Yeah, that's clearly the thinking there. Araujo is quick. Here he is on the ball now, the Uruguayan. Had a few injury problems earlier on in the season, which meant he didn't get to play at the World Cup, even though he was in the squad. There is the avuncular and always charming Carlo Ancelotti. This fell on Mendy, up to Benzema, looking to get Vinicius in behind Koundé. They're looking to shut the door on him. It's gone out of play. Goal kick. Koundé did play right back, remember, for France at the World Cup.
Yeah, he played right back on Thursday, didn't he, a couple of days ago.
One of the new arrivals in the summer, Koundé. Lewandowski and Rafinha were the other main new arrivals. Xavi, back in the Middle East. His only trophy so far was the Qatari Super Cup. Benzema. Modric. Real Madrid looking to repeat their La Liga win earlier on in this campaign. And by the way, these two did meet in the Super Cup last year. Real won that 3-2, though Barcelona did play very well that day. Went to extra time. Valverde won it in extra time with a great shot. There's Vinicius. Now's Dembele, very much a danger man for Barcelona. 7 goals, 7 assists this season for him. Christensen. 2 ex-Chelsea men out there. Christensen there and Rudiger in the Real Madrid defence tonight. He's not had the best of starts at Real, has he, Rudiger?
No. No, I doubt he'd play if Alaba was fit. He's been a little bit rash at times.
Yeah, Alaba's out of the team, didn't travel, neither did Aurélien Tchouameni, both with calf muscle injuries, so stayed home in Madrid. Here's Frenkie de Jong. Gavi. Busquets was caught there by Kroos. He wants a free kick, and the referees, I think, wanted the game to go on, but now pulls it back and wants a word with Kroos. It looked like a open and shut case for a free kick, didn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it was bad as it initially looked. See, he goes in for it. See, there's not much in it at all, but it was the action of Sergio Busquets. He kicks the ball and then his follow-through hits Toni Kroos, and then he lunges himself in the air. And I think it just looked worse. He's up and about, that's the main thing.
I think the replays confirm your point.
Yeah.
Carlo Ancelotti, a polite inquiry to the fourth official. Goes a long way in there, and Araujo was arriving late and might well have converted that.
It's close. Just runs off the back of Rudiger, loses him completely.
Araujo was among the scorers last season. Barcelona's day of the season last year, a largely frustrating season, but they won 4-0 at the Bernabeu last season. Aubameyang got a couple that day.
Yeah. Yeah, Madrid had virtually had that league wrapped up then. No Modric that evening. And they were a shadow of themselves, weren't they, Madrid? They played very well that evening, Barca.
Well, they played fantastically on that occasion. Might have been more than 4, because Real Madrid went on to win the title. Barcelona finished second. But there is massive pressure, just to underline the point, on Barcelona, who've gone through all kinds of financial gymnastics to keep themselves competitive and bring more players in. But they have to deliver silverware, really, having done that.
Yeah, we know how much they've sold of their businesses and their media rights, and financially they are in a huge mess. So the sooner they start bringing in trophies, coupled with them getting knocked out of the Champions League, that's been a big problem for them financially. So as soon as they start bringing in trophies, it'll start to look a little bit better. It wouldn't surprise me if they start to clear out of players now, because they've got a lot of them, and most of them they don't need.
I think the debts totaled something like 1.35 billion euros at one point. Massive wage bill among that, and of course COVID hit the club really hard. Lewandowski's chasing here, picked up in midfield by Camavinga, the young Frenchman who came on in the World Cup final. Just cameo parts for him really so far since he joined Real Madrid from Rennes, but he's definitely part, you would think, of the Real Madrid team of the future.
Yeah. Whenever he was called upon, he made an impact, and that's all he can do as a substitute.
Very stylish, and that was his left-footed pass out to Mendy. Benzema looking to work with Vinicius. His quick passing routines. Araujo there, winning the battle that time. Oof. Vinicius goes down, clutching his leg, and, well, is quite theatrical as he writhes around. Araujo is pleading his innocence.
Yeah, he catches him, but the ball was already out. The referee had blown, ball's out there, and then the follow-through catches his Vinicius' left foot, as you can clearly see there.
That brought back memories of that Gareth Bale goal in the Clasico you and I saw, where he kept the ball in play. He went about 20 yards out of play, latched onto it again and scored a wonder goal.
Yeah, he ran around Mark Bartra, didn't he, at the time?
I think that was a Copa del Rey final, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Here's Dembele. Some really good battles, subplots here, and Dembele against Mendy's another one of them, and you've already seen Vinicius against Araujo further back on that side of the pitch.
And what you would say is Dembele's playing on the right today. On Thursday against Betis, he had a really good game, but he played on the left-hand side of midfield. So it is a definite thing from Xavi to put him on the right, because he wants to fit Gavi and Pedri in and have a little bit more solidity in the middle of midfield. Different formations, really, in the semi-finals.
Benzema looking to keep it alive. He's turned 35 now. In fact, he turned 35 on the day of the World Cup final, which he would have hoped to be playing in a month or so beforehand, but injury ruled him out. "45 Clásicos for Sergio Busquets in that midfield. He's yet to score in one. Here he is on the ball now.
If this is just to be his last year, Ian, like as expected.
Balde, teenage fullback who's made big strides this season. Now Gavi, flicked on by Lewandowski, and you wondered where that might end up.
A lovely ball by Gavi. I think it just gets a flick off the top of Militao's head, so therefore Lewandowski couldn't control it as much. Let's have a look. Oh no, he misses Militao. Lewandowski does get a touch. Very unlucky.
I think he had Courtois wondering whether that might just sneak into the top corner. Second Clásico this for Lewandowski. Didn't get too much joy in the meeting earlier on this season in the league. Busquets was just played into a little bit of trouble. This is Pedri. Wasn't what Dembele meant, but it worked. Busquets again. He's announced his retirement from international football now, after a long and distinguished career for Spain, or largely distinguished anyway. Pedri, lovely ball. Gavi trying to find a way through. Lewandowski! Oh, onto the post! Courtois just about did enough there to tip that onto the post.
Great save by Courtois. Balde then comes in and fluffs his lines and smashes it over. Gavi does really well, lays off to Lewandowski. He does exactly what you'd expect. Shot on target. And then it falls to Balde off the post, and he just slashes at it when he's got all the time in the world. Be calm. Relax. Have a touch if you want. As you can clearly see, he just gets in a bit of a muddle. Just rushes his shot.
As you said, he could have taken a touch there, couldn't he? Goal gaping in front of him. What an effort, though, by Lewandowski with that short backlift. Really good save by Courtois. Lewandowski so far has 19 goals in 21 games for his new club.
Not bad, is it?
No. Modric now. Araujo just picking up a bit of a knock. The president of Barcelona, Joan Laporta, has gone on record this morning as saying Barcelona, their morale is really high for this game, and they could be one up here.
Yeah, it should have been one up. Great hit from Lewandowski. Good save from Courtois.
Painful one for Robert Lewandowski. He's certainly doing his part in Barcelona's attempted revival. Remember, they play against Manchester United in a playoff game to decide who goes into the last 16 of the Europa League. Barcelona knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League for the second year running. Inter Milan and Bayern Munich claiming the 2 places ahead of them in the group. They are a work in progress. Koundé now. Just a rare loose pass from Barcelona. Surrenders possession. Away by Antonio Rudiger. Barca quickly winning it back there. Bossing the early stages largely. Looked like a foul by Vinicius. He had a little hack, didn't he, there at Koundé?
Yeah, it was a foul, wasn't it? Nothing more, he just gets a bit of his foot.
Barca are 17 points better off than they were at this stage last season. Christensen. Dembele says, let me have it. Pedri helps it on. Here's Balde, had that wonderful opportunity, the 19-year-old. It was Valverde who's having to filter back to help out his defence, mainly so far. They just can't get out at the moment, Real.
You can see what they're doing, can't they? Real, Barcelona dictating the play. Real getting back into shape and going to wait and try and counter-attack like they did at the Bernabeu to a certain extent.
De Jong, you could see what the idea was. Carvajal doing enough.
I like the way Barcelona are trying to press down Madrid. High up the pitch, trying to win it back.
Have to be careful because, of course, Real Madrid have a couple of players who can cause a lot of trouble in Benzema and Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid have scored in every single match they've played this season, all 25. Vinicius to play it forward. Nodded back. This is well constructed so far. Mendy with the cross in, and Benzema! Normally he puts those away. Went for placement, just wide.
Yeah, he went back across the goalkeeper. We saw in his highlights real early on some of the great headers from last year in the Champions League. Good cross by Ferland. He's heading it back across where the goalkeepers just came from. Let's see how wide it was. Yeah. The right idea, wasn't it? It was just the wrong execution. Gets a good head on it as well.
Carvajal. Araujo gets it partly away anyway from the young Brazilian. Vinicius has become a major global star of the game over the last year or so. Fede Valverde likewise. Valverde, by the way, has scored in both recent meetings of these two. One in the Super Cup here last season, and the league game earlier on in this campaign at the Bernabeu. A tremendous goal it was too. A bit lucky to get away with that, Barcelona. Benzema normally puts those away.
He does, yeah.
Very similar to when he scored at Stamford Bridge, wasn't it, that chance? Dembele. Three young products of the La Masia Academy out there. Frankie de Jong. Militao got in the block, and then the cross beats everybody.
Yeah, Balde again. Lovely take from Frankie de Jong. This is a lovely ball in. Look at his take. Lets it roll across his body just to open himself up for the shot. And as it comes to Balde, I think that was a shot. It was, again, very rash.
And he's been much to the fore, hasn't he? Alex Balde in the early action here. He only made his La Liga debut 16 months ago.
He certainly trusts him, Xavi. He played at the Bernabeu this year, didn't he? He's playing again tonight. Jordi Alba on the bench.
Yeah, that's part of the evolution of the team.
Interesting to see what this Barcelona side looks like next year, Ian. There's going to be lots of people leaving, new people coming in. As I said, evolution.
One of those maybe leaving imminently is Memphis Depay, the former Manchester United striker, being heavily linked with a move to Atletico Madrid.
I think Frank Kessié could leave as well, came in on a free contract. The amount of people they have on the bench, they can't be happy because a lot of them are not playing enough. You see Ferran Torres, Rafinha, Ansu Fati. These type of people all playing the same position.
And all the time they need to ease the wage bill, don't they?
Absolutely.
Gavi just about kept that in, against all the odds, really. Ousmane Dembele cuts back, but it was behind Pedri. Again, that high press from Barcelona. We've seen it right from the word go here. Works for them. Dembele wants to take on Mendy. Mendy's not having it. Got back at him. Really good piece of defending.
It's better than Dembele, though. It's better. He went on his right foot this time, which he needs to. Mendy almost showed him down the line, daring him to go on his right foot, and when he does, he has to go. He's quick enough. See there, not many empty seats tonight, which is good to see.
The Spanish Super Cup at stake. Barcelona hold the record for wins, 13, Real 12 so far. Frankie de Jong to play this one in. Benzema. All a bit too tight. A lot of men around the ball. Barcelona, they emerge with it again. Pedri, such an artist to watch in action on the ball. Graceful and visionary.
Yeah, he's a lovely player, isn't he, Ian? Never panics when he's got the ball, even if he's marked. Just drops his shoulders, turns left, turns right, inside, outside of the foot. really lovely traits to have for a midfielder.
This club have only won one trophy in the last 3 years. That was the Copa del Rey 2021. Pedri. Tenacious defending by Real Madrid. They have been on the back foot for the most part. Camavinga. Now then, Vinicius. This time he can have a little run at the defence with a bit of room. Finds Modric. Benzema, was he onside? Just about.
Offside.
Yeah, the flag did go up. He looked offside. Of course, the official waited to see what developed.
Yeah, maybe better to try and pick out Vinicius. He runs a bit deeper. You see here with his run, Vinicius' run. But it was angled towards Benzema, who's clearly offside.
So no problem for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who made 2 big penalty shootout saves the other night to make sure Barcelona did reach this final in the shootout against Real Betis. 350th Barcelona game, by the way, for ter Stegen tonight. And Courtois at the other end, making his 200th appearance for Real Madrid. Here's Eduardo Camavinga. Just a bit too much of Mendy. Carlo Ancelotti, I think, has made it known this will be his final job as a coach, and I think Real Madrid will keep him as long as he realistically wants the job, unless he suddenly becomes a bad manager. I don't think that's going to happen, is it? He's won all 6 trophies he could win as a Real Madrid coach, in 2 spells, of course.
Yeah, I think they're very happy with him, aren't they? It'll just give Raúl as well a bit more experience in Real Madrid's second team, Real Madrid Castilla, of course. Until he's available maybe for the job. Of course, the talk of Xabi Alonso's getting experience over in Germany. So they've certainly got a raft of ex-players lining up if Carlo just stepped down.
He's got his son, hasn't he? Davide as his assistant.
Yeah.
Chances at both ends. It's a loose one that time from Benzema. Lewandowski's got a little bit of a sore rib by the look of it.
You don't want to be losing him. When he didn't play last week against Atletico, they were a little bit bare up top.
Of course, he's suspended, isn't he, for the next 2 league games against Getafe and Girona, completing his 3-match domestic suspension, which does not apply in this competition. Fell on Mendy. Have Real just weathered that initial storm from Barcelona?
They have dropped a little bit deeper, haven't they, Barca now?
Frankie de Jong and Busquets. The club trying to prove there is life after Lionel Messi. I have to say, so far they could call the season a success, being top of La Liga, but they won't like the early Champions League exit. That's the other flip side of the coin, as Araujo comes forward. Now Dembele. Nice defending, good enough again. Karim Benzema. Aim towards Vinicius. Went for the gap, didn't he? We've seen that so many times from him over the last year, and often it's worked, not that time.
Yeah, he did well, Sergio Busquets, getting across and helping out Koundé. Because he was in all kinds of trouble there, Jules Koundé. When he controlled the ball, Vinicius, he was by the touchline. He ends up driving into the penalty area, attacking Koundé. Thankfully, Busquets came across and helped him.
Here's Pedri. Dembele having another dart at Mendy, who pushes him to one side. And there's a yellow card for that.
Yeah, it was a foul here. And actually, he didn't need to do it, Mendy, because if anything, Dembele's touch just went across him. That touch here wasn't great. So Mendy doesn't have to push him. But again, he showed him down that right-hand side. Dembele took it. And he's got Ferland Mendy thinking now which way he's going to go. Left or right. Especially on a yellow card.
Pass a set piece. Pedri in charge of it. Courtois was first there with his fist. He needed to be as well. And because there's a head knock here, the referee's going to stop the play.
Yeah,
it's Rudiger.
Yeah, Tony Rudiger. He's okay, he's brave in there. Lovely ball in by Pedri. In between the defenders and the goalkeeper. Just collides with his own man.
Yeah, I think he got a right jab there, didn't he? Rudiger.
Yeah, it was only a jab, though.
Not many people would argue with him.
No, he's okay.
Yeah. Tough guy, isn't he? Of course, there was that issue the other night with Eder Militao when he went off with what looked like concussion, but thorough test proved that he was okay. He wasn't concussed. So he plays here. Lewandowski to play this in, and Gavi is there to put Barcelona ahead. Massive moment for the youngster and for Barca.
Yeah, it was a good goal. He was onside. It was a brilliant ball by Robert Lewandowski. But Madrid try and play out here and they get caught. Barcelona's press here. It's an awful ball by Ferland Mendy into Camavinga. But they're quick into Lewandowski by Pedri. Lewandowski feeds Gavi. Lovely first touch away from Dani Carvajal. Just slides it past Courtois, who's got no chance. Brilliant by the youngster. Great individual goal by Barca. Deadlock's been broken.
A first ever Clasico goal for 18-year-old Gavi. Superbly taken. It all came from a mistake in the Real Madrid defence. Barca don't care about that. They lead 1-0, and his fairy tale goes on and on.
Yeah, you see what it meant to Gavi, you see what it meant to the rest of his teammates. The aggression when he scored, the celebration. This means a lot. The mutual dislike for each other.
I think dislike's putting it mildly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yes.
It's well over a century, really, of fear and loathing, I think.
Definitely, yeah.
With all manner of political overtones to it. Barca playing with something of a swagger. Balde pushing forward all the time down that left-hand side. Gavi again. Lewandowski's layoff towards Pedri. Wouldn't mind betting that Erik ten Hag, the Manchester United manager's having a little peep at this tonight, having a look at Barcelona ahead of that big playoff confrontation, which comes up in the middle of February. Lewandowski with an assist this time. He's still waiting for his first Clasico goal. Dembele to fizz one. They've kept it in. Jules Koundé. Sweet football, isn't it, from Barcelona? One touch. Some move this. How many passes? Probably 25, 30. Dembele playing it back in. Camavinga getting it away, but at the moment Real Madrid finding it hard to get the kind of foothold in the game they would want.
Yeah. Very one-dimensional at the moment, Madrid. Just waiting to counter. But Barcelona have had far too much of the ball for Madrid's liking, and they're playing very well, full of confidence.
It's Eduardo Camavinga again, but Real Madrid surrendering possession. They've just lost their way in the game at the moment. You would say the reigning Spanish champions and European champions, and Pedri rather went through very, very easily there. Eder Militao. Do Real Madrid need half-time and a rethink?
Well, the youngsters of Barca are running that midfield. Pedri, Gavi, of course, with the help of Frenkie de Jong and Busquets. They're running all over the three of Real Madrid, and Kroos, Modric and Camavinga.
Kroos. One thing Real Madrid won't do, though, is panic. We saw it time and time again in the Champions League last season, how they rode the rough patches to prevail. Barcelona and Xavi will be well aware of that particular quality. Valverde. Corner given away by Frenkie de Jong. Lots of support for both of these two famous clubs in this King Fahd Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Aimed towards Benzema. Frenkie de Jong won the header. Kroos. Araujo with a very good defensive header. Eder Militao unable to control it.
Yeah, here's the goal again. Poor by Ferland Mendy into Camavinga. Lovely ball by Lewandowski. Pedri into Lewandowski into Gavi. Goal.
As you said, what a great first touch from Gavi to get it away from the defender.
Yeah, lets it run across his body. I mean, Ferland Mendy was not having the best time in a Real Madrid shirt. He was poor against Villarreal in their defeat. And that wasn't his finest moment there, that pass.
Modric goes for the 1-2. Balde looking to hold him off. Nearly 20 years age difference between those two. Kroos. Carvajal kept it alive anyway. Remember, Barcelona have the best defence in La Liga. They've only let in 6 goals this season, but 3 of those were against Real Madrid. Last 5 minutes of this first half, which Barcelona have rather dominated. Carvajal is robbed by goal scorer Gavi. He gets the free kick as well. Gives me a chance to remind you, we've got a great game coming up for you next Saturday from 11:30 a.m. on BT Sport 1 and Ultimate. Liverpool, who badly need the points in some disarray at the moment, at home to Chelsea from Anfield. And the date for your diary, January the 28th at 7 o'clock, a great light heavyweight clash. World champion Artur Beterbiev of Russia against Britain's Anthony Yard, and a second world title attempt for him. Beterbiev, who holds the WBC, WBA and IBF titles. It's on January the 28th. Rudiger with the header away. In the recent defeat against Villarreal, I think Ancelotti said after that game he wasn't that happy about the defending. Now letting in a few at the moment. And here's Vinicius. Balde hacks it away from him. Dembele trying to dance through. He had Pedri in space to his right and Lewandowski to his left. Now they've seen Lewandowski. Here he is. Fascinating contest. Interesting to see whether Ancelotti tweaks it in the second half, how Real go about trying to retrieve this.
And they haven't really done anything in forward positions. Yes, they had that Karim Benzema header, but apart from that, for a team that's free scoring in La Liga, Madrid have created very, very little this evening. So whether that means Rodrigo comes on, whether it means tweaking of the formation to put another midfielder in, Carlo will have to do something to liven the team up.
Could have had another one as well, Barcelona. That really good save from Courtois to deny Lewandowski, and then Balde with the goal yawning and gaping in front of him, blasting it wide rather wastefully. Forward by Araujo. Just not rhyming in that midfield, is it, for Real? Don't forget we've got Owen Hargreaves and Michael Owen. With the half-time analysis coming up on this game as De Jong plays this one through. Gavi and Lewandowski waiting in the middle. Easy for him. 2-0 Barcelona. Like shelling peas, that one. And Lewandowski now has his first ever goal in a Clásico.
Yeah, an assist from Gavi. This time into Lewandowski. And you mentioned Madrid defensively. Have a look at this when they both go and try and close down Frankie de Jong. Militao, where is he going? Carvajal at the same time. They leave acres of space, but all credit to Gavi. Takes his time, has a touch. Rudiger has to try and close him down to shut the angle down, but Gavi puts it on a plate for Robert, the goal Lewandowski, who is not going to miss from 3 yards out. Barca 2-0 up on the stroke of half-time.
20 goals already for Robert Lewandowski in the Barcelona shirt. That's 20 goals in 21 and a half matches. No more than Barca deserve, really, on what we've seen.
See, he's holding his chest again, his ribs. As you said, Ian, he is suspended for the next couple of La Liga games, so whether he can get through this. Big 15 minutes for Carlo and his boys.
It'll be interesting to see whether he comes out for the second half, Lewandowski. As you say, he's got some time off coming up in La Liga anyway. Reminding me of that phrase our colleague Glenn Hoddle always used to use. That was served sunny side up, wasn't it, for Lewandowski by Gavi.
Poor defensively though, wasn't it, Ian? Both defenders going for the one ball that they were not going to get.
Carvajal wanted the action to continue, but the referee is blown for half-time. Barcelona in rampant form, problems for Carlo Ancelotti. Gavi and then Robert Lewandowski scoring their first ever goals in Clásico matches, and Barcelona leading by 2-0 at half-time. Another look at the second one. Gavi with a goal and an assist. The 18-year-old has been a star. What do Real Madrid do about it in the second half? Well, we'll find out pretty soon. But at half-time in Saudi Arabia, in the Super Cup final, it's Real Madrid 0, Barcelona 2.